get even with the Terran economy.
Absolutely. All right, game number 2, let's go.
GSL. Welcome to GSL Entomb Valley.
All right, in the upper left, we have our Terran player, the second best Terran on the team IM. Trains with the likes of MVP and ST, Lucera, all those guys. His ideas.
AGIM Happy.
And in the bottom left starting location, with some interesting play from that first game. Very, now I'm forgetting the word. I want to say he's very fluid in his play. His ideas.
Slayer's Genius.
This guy really does adapt to his opponents. You know, granted, you know, all these guys, all of us, because everybody watch, we're all gamers, but there are certain types of gamers. And I feel like this, like Genius, when you watch play, I feel like he really gets it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying here.
Some of these guys are a bit more robotic, but he's just very. He
understands.
I didn't want to say creative. It's
what
just
he understands is game flow and the way that people generally think.
Yeah, actually, it's a great way to put it. Yeah, he gets he gets the game flow, but he also understands basically how other people are thinking in the game.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, and he just, if you watch his builds, he just makes these minor tweaks as the game's going.
Yeah.
Because Happy's like so good, but he just looks at it, he's like, all right, you're a pretty textbook player.
Yeah.
Why don't I just completely punish you for that?
Yeah, he knows that Happy isn't too aggressive in the mid game, which is kind of what you need against a style that Genius just showed us there. You need to have that aggression to actually be able to scout if they're doing an all-in or an expand off that Templar archive. So, that's he did a great job choosing his strat. Well, here on this map, I think Genius, if I had to take a guess as to what he might do, I think he might do the one Colossus into High Templar tech, take a third base type of style. You know, the one where you fake going Colossus? Yeah. He was one of the first players to really do that, especially on this map, because you're so susceptible on 3 bases on this map to an SCV pull 2 starport, death move by Terran. So that's a good way to actually get a third base up and be able to enter into the late game with Protoss. So I wouldn't mind seeing him do that here again. Something we've seen from him before on this map. As far as Happy goes, though, I think it's just going to be completely standard because that's who Happy is.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's what all the and when I say tier 2 Terrans, I'm talking about like the guys that are not the 5 best in the world, just as far as GSL Code S goes. I feel like they're all maybe a little bit too orthodox in their play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this was typical of a lot of tier 2 Terran players from StarCraft 1, where it's like, yeah, you can you can do that every single game, and that's good, and that will get you very high ranked on the ladder. But in a tournament, there is no surprise factor to you. It limits the other guy's decisions.
Yeah. I like that the way that Happy and Yoda are approaching StarCraft 2. I really do. Yeah. I feel like there's no way to stop these guys. They are going to be like juggernauts of tomorrow, basically.
Yeah.
By the way, Genius going for that 4-gate again after expansion. He might actually just do the exact same strat twice. This is something that Genius is kind of known for, even though he will innovate from time to time and do a bunch of different strats.
Yeah.
If he's not doing specifically that, he oftentimes just does something and he's like, well, this is really good, and he just does it over and over and over until people really figure it out.
All right, so we're going to see if this is effective. This might just be his base opener right now.
Could be. I mean, it is
sometimes
a good opener.
You get situations where it's like, well, when I play against Terran, I just always do this one move because attack, for instance, the entrance here, because it's not as common anymore.
Yeah,
and if it works, then I'm ahead. If it doesn't work, then as you can see, he just follows it up with this other maneuver, that tech leap that we saw.
As far as Code S Terrans go, I'd do this opener against everyone except maybe like Gumiho, Supernova.
Yeah.
I don't think, well, 4GG isn't in Code S this season, but I wouldn't really do it against him. But yeah, I mean, it's against standard Terrans, this can be a nice opener, but it looks like he knows.
Yeah, this is not going to work. Happy adjusted.
Not a giant deal for I was going to say Tasteless, but actually his name is Genius.
It's not a big deal for me either. Don't worry, I'm fine, dude.
It's Freudian slip because I know you're a genius.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, here we go. He's going to go up this ramp, and he can't break this bunker still. It's not a big deal to break that, but the second bunker's about to finish.
Here's the problem is, watch, the force fields are going to lock the Zealots out now, see?
Some good micro going on.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. You don't want that, Genius.
Yeah. He's done. He's going to go ahead, continue his pro production, make 2 geysers, and a robo goes up. So he's actually not going to do the same strat this time. Very interesting. So with that robo going up, I would say very good chance we're going to see him go right into Colossus. Because he's going to have to go into splash damage pretty quickly here. He knows that his opponent's going to have his medevacs out pretty quickly. And after the medevac number gets to like 4, you do not have too long. You have to have splash damage out there in some form, whether that's going to be Archons, High Templars with Psy Storm, or Colossus. Well, he's getting the Twilight Council as well. So still could be Twilight-based, gateway-based army. You know, when you've already opened with 4 gates and you already have a bunch of Stalkers and Sentries, isn't too bad to do that. But he is going to go for that Colossus tech, actually.
All right, he spots. I'm surprised he actually didn't go down there and get that pylon. Okay, he will go down there and get that. Probably just smack right for a second. And I don't know if Happy's going to be too aggressive. He might just be checking for any other pylons. Sometimes Protoss have like up to 2 pylons or 3 when they're doing rushes like that.
I think he's definitely going to poke and prod a little bit. He knows that Genius is probably spending a lot of money teching right now, and gateway units without upgrades are not so good against Stim Marine Water Medevac.
Yeah.
So we have Blink on the way, and another Immortal should be popping out soon. He's basically safe. This, I don't really foresee Happy's army doing
I don't really
damage.
see an engagement even occurring here.
Yeah, you'd have to rely on Genius messing up to really get any damage done.
All right. So the game will go on. Did he see that? Oh, yeah, he saw that probe leave. That's annoying. Because you know that probe's somewhere out there on the map that's probably going to be impossible to find. And it's going to make a pylon at some point in time outside your base.
Yeah, and when you take your 4th, Zealots will be there.
Yes.
We do have the Thermal Lance on the way with Colossus, so he's not going to do any like Colossus trick moves. You know, he's going to go ahead, stay on Colossus for at least 2, probably 3, could possibly be more. Also getting double Forge and getting his Templar Archive already. That's a very quick Templar Archive right there.
Yeah, it really is.
And he's not like super gas heavy, so it's not even easy for him to add in an Archon or 2, which is oftentimes why you would get it quickly. So that's not going to be an easy task here with his double Forges just finishing it. The fact that he needs to afford more Colossi as well.
Do you hear the sound effect if you're just at a vision of the medevac? Does the sound effect play? You pick up?
No, I don't. I don't think so. If you don't have any vision of it, I don't think so.
Okay, I was just curious.
Now, he is definitely going to force a cancel here. Well, he's only attacking forward with a little bit, so maybe not, actually. We'll see.
All right, this is kind of a funky little position here. Yeah, Genius definitely is going to have to back up here.
Yeah, he has to be really careful.
That's a serious arc around that.
Yeah,
canceled.
That little area, that's why, you know, it's hard to go Colossus on this map while you take the 3rd base. Terran can really abuse that because there's nowhere for your Colossus range to matter.
It's this big bottleneck that you just get stuck in.
Yeah, yeah.
And with Terran having all these range units, oh, this is a little sneaky move. Happy's just going to dump some Marauders and Marines into the main here.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
That's smart. Because you can see Genius is so focused on actually engaging this little area over here.
It's going to be a very annoying drop coming up. He does trap a few units here. That's a pretty good move. But the drop is happening in the main base. Doing a good job taking out some probes here. May want to target down some of the tech buildings. Yep, going after that robotic support bay.
Oh, this is so good. He's gonna get the robotics bay, and he's gonna force a canceler. Genius.
Wow.
Whoa. All right, yeah, he is gonna get that.
He actually killed it. He killed it, and he killed the Bay. And the medevac got out. Wow, this is really great play by Happy, man.
Yeah, Happy basically did not miss a beat there.
Happy has actually gained himself a strong lead at this point, I would say.
And look, see, he's so smart, he just leaves.
Yep.
When you get that far ahead, you just leave, man.
Yeah, to get
You're fine.
further
More
ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, there's no reason to stay and keep on putting on the pressure. The only thing Genius really has right now is a decent army. You know, his tech has been destroyed somewhat. His third base is going to be super duper late. He's lost some probes, even though he is super saturated at his bases. Yeah, this is a great move by Happy to actually back up. Because if he engages, he wants it to be on open ground right now. He wants to make sure his Viking count gets up. I'd love to see him throw down a second starport. I don't think he needs a reactor on it at this time, but just throwing a second one down would make me feel a lot safer for him.
Yeah.
And I want to get to that game 3 tasteless.
Yeah, we'll see if he actually does it. The Genius is a pretty crafty guy, so I'm kind of curious to see what his reaction is going to be here from this. Because right now, Tyrion has a serious dominant lead here. What are the upgrades, Artosis?
2-2 is +2 attack is about to finish for Happy. His +2 armor is way far away, whereas Genius is upgrading 2-2. But his armor will finish reasonably.
You know, I don't know why he's letting Happy do this again. Look at this.
Well, it's hard to go through that center.
Yeah.
Oh, nice side storm. Very well done.
Oh, that was a money side storm.
God,
whoa.
yeah. That was kind of a blunder there.
Whoa, Happy is like not... This is not how you do it, man.
And he actually didn't target his Vikings right. Look at how much damage is on both those Colossus. Without any doubt, he could have killed one of those. Yeah. It's... Huh. So some blunders coming up from Happy.
Well, that was, that was a pretty sloppy move there by Happy. In fact, I don't even know why he attacked up there. He already had that lead,
Yeah, I love like poking and stuff like that. Like poke and try to get them in a bad position on that little ledge, perhaps. But, that was like a little bit of an overcommittal. He didn't micro correctly either. And now he's got to be careful about things because Genius is moving across the map. He has a ton of charge zealots with that +2 armor just about to finish.
All right. Genius is going to try to move out. Now, neither player is really sure what the other guy's supply is right now. But I do not believe Genius should attack here.
Yeah, there's
even if the
too many
depots weren't there. I think even if they weren't there.
Using up a lot of charges, yeah. This is, Happy's just got too good of an arc up there right now. So Genius does withdraw. Happy is maxed out against a 162 Genius. So yeah, even without those depots, still a much better armor for his opponent. Now, Ghosts are going to be popping out here, and that's a nice drop. He's keeping on pressure really well this game.
It's kind of been a seesaw game of who has map control.
Happy's killed 22 probes at this point. So that's quite a few.
All right, a scan here. We're going to have an engagement. This could go either way, despite the supply deficit here. Happy.
Well, a few Vikings coming in.
Whoa,
on the side.
nice storm on the Vikings, actually.
Very well done. In fact, a nice blink over, targeting Vikings down. But actually just targeting Ghost right then, allowing all the Vikings to live. And in fact, this army is in trouble unless he gets some real money storms. That one, not the one he was looking for.
No, that was not good enough.
Oh, a huge EMP on 3 High Templars. And
oh my God.
This is death right here, man. But High Templars coming from the high ground. Thank God he had those. Some pretty good storms going down.
If Genius holds on to this, it's going to be a miracle. I think there's just too much. Yeah, there's just way too much of everything, Karen.
Oh, man. All those Archons and Immortals being taken out, not being able to do any damage.
Things are like dying before they're even done warping in. And I think we're going to see GG in a second here. There's no way out of here.
GG?
GG.
Well done by Happy. You really tore into Genius that game.
Genius, it was pretty hard for me. I can't imagine a scenario where Genius could have won that after he got the drop happen. Then the killed Nexus warping in while Happy took his own expansion. I mean, there's just nothing you can do. Well,
I'm excited to see what the third map will be here. Genius, both games opening up with expansion into 4-gate, so he's already playing mind games on his opponent here. And this is a group with 2 Terrans, so there's a very good chance that Genius will end up playing another Terran in this group, and showing the same opening every time is one of the strongest things you can do with
smart.
Protoss.
Well said.
Yeah. That's like what Squirtle did in one of his groups. It was the greatest.
Yeah, I love that build.
That day was the greatest set of PVTs, the greatest plan of PVTs I've ever seen. Because
he had the same opener, and then it has like 5 branches.
Yeah, he did 4 or 5 different branches that day off of it, but every time you scouted it, it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, it starts out the
information
same.
you could get was exactly the same.
Guys, I mean, when you're in this group, there's actually a lot more going on than you would even imagine. It's not just how do you play this best of 3, what maps do you pick, what builds you use in those maps.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, there's also another Protoss watching me I might have to play.
Yep.
Or there's another Terran watching me I might have to play. They're literally in the waiting room, the VIP
They're
room,
watching.
Watching.
Yeah, and they're not just watching, they're taking notes. Their coaches are watching, and a lot of times these pro gamers bring teammates who help them have another eye on it, someone that's not as invested, that can really look at things logically and be like, all right, look, Genius is opening with the same build every time. You are not going to know what the hell he's going to do.
Yeah.
So you have to be really on top of things.
Yeah.
And this map, Whirlwind, definitely a map he can open with that build again.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he's going to do it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that too. But it's also such a big map that he can open with a completely different build if he wants. Like, you could go Nexus first or something like that.
Yeah, this is one of those Nexus first maps for sure.
Yeah. We don't see Nexus first as much as we used to, but still a powerful build.
People started scouting earlier. They kind of, well, they barely just put an eBay there. It's like, oh, I lose. All right, guys, game number 3. Happy against Genius. The winner goes on to face